They call me crazy cause I'm facing all the giants. They try to scare me into thinking I can fight it.
Ready to rock today, Kurt?
Yeah, let's rock and roll this thing.
We are live. What's up, everyone? Big Jason here with Kurt Malley. How's it going, Kurt?
Amazing. How are you, sir?
Great. We're going to be talking about Kurt and his entire ad agency's favorite tools today and answering your questions. If you can hear us fine, if everything's coming in clear, go ahead and comment. Let us know you're here.
I still hear music in the background. Is that right? I like it. Or is that my music or your music?
No, there should be no music.
Says, come check this. Oh, not anymore. Now it's off. I was jamming out to it. It was pretty good.
Oh, okay. So there's a playthrough option, and I had it turned off, but I guess for a guest, it'll still play the music, but just not to the broadcast.
It's all right.
I shut it off. So, yeah, you ready to share your screen and go over these killer tools?
Absolutely. Let me go ahead and pull this up here.
And I can share the link to that whenever you want. So just let me know.
Yeah, you can share it anytime that you would like as we start going through this. If you'd like to go along with it as well too. Big Jason, can you see my?
I can. Let me go ahead and.
Yes, I'm hearing feedback from the other side.
How about now?
I think that was a feedback loop, just meaning that's weird. There's like a 5-second delay. I think now it's good. No, I was just talking before, and it was like a 5-second delay for what I think that's better. Can you hear me now? Okay.
Yep.
Okay. I just didn't say that.
You just didn't say what?
I'm not talking right now. That in the background, the voice is playing. When I just said that, I think that's better. Can you hear me now? Okay, that is not me.
I can hear you.
Okay. I think that's it. Okay. That's not me.
Well, I can see and hear you perfectly, so
There's a delay because you'll see it'll start to play my voice in a minute, and my voice is not moving or my lips are not moving. So like this is real time, and in a second, or it plays back 5 seconds later, which is really weird.
no, I see you in real time as you're talking. It matches perfectly. So it might just be on your end, I think.
Okay, let me see if I can. Got it. I think it was a feedback loop that was on for my YouTube. I think that's better now. Sorry. Right. I would say something and then 5 seconds later would start to say it again. I'm like, that's not me talking. Hang on a second. This is why we do it live. This is great. Okay. I am ready now, sir. I think I know what the heck I'm doing. There we go. You see my screen now?
Yep.
All right, let's dive right on in. Let's talk about the top of my top 13 tools Now, if you've been advertising online, you may have already seen some of these tools. I just did a presentation for someone inside their private group, and they used to own an agency about 3 years ago. And he's like, Kurt, out of the 13 tools you showed me, I was familiar with 2 of them. So I highly encourage, if you haven't seen these tools before, look some of these up. We use these every single day in our ad agency. I am just going to jump right on in, Mr. Big Jason, and you can go ahead and, of course, leave the link right here for anybody who wants to download the PDF. One of the first things that I use every single day, Big Jason, I know that you are all about human optimization. I'm not quite sure. Are you familiar with brain.fm at all?
Yes, I've used it plenty of times.
Love brain.fm. I know the owner, Dan Clark. He's amazing. I've spent a lot of time with him. Brain.fm, I'm going to turn on every day. It's kind of like a radio station. And I listen to it for 5 to 10 hours out of the day to increase focus. You can increase focus. Or, like, for example, when I go out to a live event, I'm connecting with a whole bunch of other different people for whatever reason, and I just don't really sleep. And the only way for me to really calm down and to sleep is to listen to the relaxation track or the sleep track in Brain FM. What's going to happen is there's scientific music. It's not binaural beats. That's kind of a way to kind of bastardize the conversation. But there are different levels in your brain, beta, theta, delta. Is that right? There's a couple of others that essentially are brain waves that when you listen to this music, it will tune your brain waves appropriately to focus. It'll tune your brain waves to relax, to sleep, to meditate, to study better. So I'm a huge proponent of brain.fm. I'm telling you all day long, it is better than coffee. It is just as good as exercise. NASA experts use this. People who have been participated in the Olympics have used this for focus. I swear by it. So one of the things that I love to do when I'm going over and learning more information or just need focus time, I go to brain.fm. So make sure you unequivocally check that out. One of my favorite optimization tools that we use. Okay. Tool number 2, if you were advertising on Facebook, you should already know this one, the Facebook ad library. Now, just to be clear, I look at the Facebook ad library just for some inspiration, but there's 2 main rules you should know about the Facebook ad library. At the end of the day, it all comes down to research, right? But what's going to happen is you're going to go check out the Facebook ad library, and just because the ads are running, number 1 rule, does not mean that they're compliant or that they're working. So number 1 rule for the Facebook ad library, as you're looking at your competitors, you're looking for ideas. But again, it does not mean that it's within the guidelines. Could be disproved at any time. It doesn't mean that it's working. That leads us to rule number 2 with the Facebook ad library. What I'm looking for in the Facebook ad library is ads that have been running for 2 weeks or longer. So typically anybody can start running an ad and you don't know if it's compliant, you don't know if it's working or not. And if it was just started yesterday, still don't know if it's working. For the most part though, if an ad is running for longer than 2 weeks, typically that ad is working and people are going to invest more money into it. If I am looking up a brand and I see that they've been running an ad for the last 5 months, that ad must be working and it's still currently running. So what I like to take a look at again is number 1, just because you're seeing the ads in the Facebook ad library doesn't mean it's compliant, doesn't mean it can't get your ad account shut down. Look at it for inspiration. But number 2, make sure that you're seeing how long have these ads been running. If you see an ad that's been running for 2 weeks, great. A month, or I've seen some ads been running for 6 months or more. Those are the ads you want to pay attention to because obviously they are dumping money into those ads. Again, I'm going to use the Facebook ad library as inspiration, but not my go-to. I'm going to swipe some headlines, get some ideas for some creatives, and really pay attention to the ads that are running the longest. Now, tool number 3, we're looking for inspiration. I love, and Big Jason, I'd love your feedback on this. Swiped.co. Now, Swiped.co, it's going to have all these different types of niches in here. It's going to have old copy, like by, there's, I think Halbert's in here as well too, for having some controls. Big Jason, Do you ever use Swipe.co just to kind of see some of the old controls that used to work?
No, there's a lot of different sites, but this is definitely a good starter site. Definitely got some good stuff.
Look for inspiration on here. Again, this is the stuff that absolutely has worked over the years. I don't think it's a growing database that they're monitoring this on a regular basis. It's really a free site to use. But if you want to see some of the classic ads that have worked before, this can work for online. This can also work for direct mail. Great way to get some other inspiration. Go to swipe.co. Love taking a look at that when I'm doing my research for my ads. All right. One of the other tools that I love is Unicorn. Now, Unicorn Ad, it's a cool free tool. It's going to allow you to spy on the top 1% of e-commerce ads. So if you are in e-commerce specifically, if your clients are on Shopify and you want to know what some of the top Shopify stores are doing, you can see that all here on Unicorn. You can see the belt.live/unicorn. Essentially, here's what's going to happen is you're going to be able to search through all these different types of categories: accessories, beauty, clothing, electronics, female clothing. It's going to give you ideas. Again, e-commerce, specifically Shopify owners, Shopify sites. So if you want to see what other people are doing right now on e-commerce, we love using Unicorn for that. Again, you can see the belt.live/unicorn if you want to check that out. All right. Another thing that we like to use for content, Social Animal. Now, Social Animal is a content marketing tool to find trending content. Influencers, helps generate ideas, create strategies for content. So you see the belt.live/animal. Here's what that looks like. It's going to show you trending topics right now that you can talk about. I think we mentioned this before on the last call, but one of the, there's a story that goes with a copywriter sitting next to someone on a plane, says, "Hey, what do you do?" And the person says, "Oh, I came up with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles." And the copywriter kind of freaked out, and he's like, "How did you come up with the idea of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles?" And the person who created it basically said this: him and his friend would get together once a week, and what they would do, Agora Financial uses this all the time, this exact strategy every Tuesday when they're thinking about writing copy and new offers. Essentially what happens is two friends get together, and what they would do is they would write on a Post-it note one word or a small phrase that was popular in pop culture at the time. And what they would do is they'd put a Post-it note on the wall. They would write another theme or another topic, and they'd put all these Post-it notes on the wall. And what the goal was to connect 4 different things together to make a story relatable to the general public at the time. So, for example, for whatever reason, teenagers, mutants, ninjas, turtles, they were all popular in pop culture at the time. They combined them together, and it really formed a cult classic. So what Agora Financial does, $1 billion copywriting or $1 billion financial company, essentially does this. Every Tuesday, their writers get together. Now, they're selling typically the same thing over and over and over. But every Tuesday, they get together to come up with a new story to sell the same product. Now, the new story is going to run for 5 to 7 days. If it doesn't work whatsoever, they kill the story. If the 5 to 7 days it starts working, they start to ramp up ad spend, and they're going to run this story as long as they possibly can, as long as it's still making money. So let me give you a perfect suggestion of what this may look like. It's someone sitting down. It's a group or copywriters sitting down. You can do this with your own company or your team. What's going to happen is you want to come down and you want to sit down to see if you could figure out 4 events that are going on right now that you can tie into a story. So let me give you an example of Agora Financial. Now, Agora Financial is going to sell like a gold investing product, for example, right? It's the same gold investing product they've sold for years, but they're always going to change the story on why it's meaningful to invest in gold right now. So a perfect example may be this because it's in the news. What did former President Trump tell the president of Russia right before he invaded the Ukraine that can absolutely have devastating effects on your retirement? And people are going to say, well, I know Trump did some crazy stuff when he was in office, and Putnam, he's kind of crazy too. They did invade Ukraine. I didn't even realize that this is going to affect my retirement. They're pulling in 4 things together at once to form a story. So I love these different types of ideas that you can pull this together. I use this for email content. You can use this for video content. You can use this for blog content. But we love using something like Social Animal so we can figure out what are some of the most talked about topics out there right now in our industry. What are 4 things that we can tie together to form a brand new story that we can run with? Again, what we're looking for people to do is to say, I think I heard about that, but I don't know the full story. That's why I have to click or I have to read. So that is the story of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Try to find out what are 4 things going on in pulp culture right now that you can talk about in your industry that you can tie together for a story for your business. Big Jason, you got any comments about that? Because I know I've talked about that before, and I know you have a ton of great copywriting ideas to come up, but Any questions around that? Make sense? Thoughts on that?
Yeah, 1 second. I just did a test on YouTube to see if it was coming in, and it definitely looks like questions can come in. So, guys, if you have any follow-up questions, fire away.
Great.
I'm just going to change the
Absolutely.
color of this font real quick.
Love this feature. This is great. All right, so the Belt.live animal, if you want to know more about social content there, what's going on right now. Now, as I'm doing research for audiences over on Facebook, the bigger audiences I can grab, the better the algorithm is going to work. So what I like to do is I like to combine 1%, 2%, 3%, 4%, 5%, and 6% lookalike audiences all into one big audience when I have a proven offer. When I have a proven offer and I really want to start scaling this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to combine a bunch of audiences together. Well, something that we've been using for a long time is something called Audiencer.io. You're going to discover hidden interest to target inside of the ads manager with Facebook specifically. So what's going to happen here is I'm going to go inside of Audiencer.io, and then you'll see the link right here. What's going to happen is I'm going to be able to explore different niches or different interests. What's going to happen is typically I would type in, like, let's just say entrepreneur in Facebook, and Facebook's going to give me 10, 15, 20 different suggestions. Well, what Audiencer.io is going to do is I'm going to type in entrepreneur. It could give me over 250 different suggestions. And essentially what's going to end up happening is I'm going to start, some of these suggestions could be small micro audiences. Those are great for the $1 a day strategy. If you've been following the Belt method, for just $1 a day, we can penetrate these really small markets. But really small markets are not going to allow you to grow, kind of like I mentioned, combining all the lookalike audiences. So what I personally like to do inside of the Belt method methodology is I like to find all these specific interests that's related to my avatar through Audiencer.io. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one of our videos, like a webinar, for example. I'm going to take a webinar that's 20 minutes long, and I'm going to run it for $1 a day to all of these different audiences. So I may find 50 different audiences in Audiences.io that perfectly work for me. I'm going to take a video where I'm going to pre-qualify. If people watch half of the video, I know that they're pre-qualified for my content and they're perfect for my funnel. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to spend $1 a day into one audience with that one ad creative, with that one video, and I might run 50 different interests a day. So $1 a day, 50 different interests. I'm going to spend $50 a day. Now, what Facebook's going to do when I run this $1 a day, they're going to find the right person at the right time to consume my video. So I want to make sure that people are watching at least half of my video to pre-qualify them for my content. Now, what's going to happen after 5 to 7 days of me running this video, these 50 different audiences, I'm soon going to see what audiences are working the best for this video. Now, that could be 5 to 10 to 15 different audiences work really well for this one video. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to combine those 15 best performing audiences into one big audience, and that's where I'm going to run my conversion ads at. So I love Audiencer.io because they're going to help me find some niches that typically you're not going to find with inside of Facebook. I love pre-qualifying people with video views through Audiencer.io. All the audiences that then work for me, I combine in one big interest. That could be with lookalikes and general interest. I want to make that pool as big as possible for my conversion ads. This has been working like gangbusters for years. I highly, highly recommend Audiencer.io. You can see that link right there, and Jason also put that in the comments as well. All right, YouTube. Now, if we're going to be exploring YouTube content, I love using TubeBuddy. I love using TubeBuddy. It's everything you need to manage, optimize, and grow your YouTube channel, whether this is organic or paid traffic. It's going to work for both. So here's what's going to happen. So you're going to find on the road to success of YouTube, let me kind of show you how this works. So you want to do advanced keyword research, you're going to be able to do advanced keyword research here. Now, so for example, I might type in how to grow YouTube 2021. It's going to tell me, is that phrase relevant or not? So for example, I may want to target people who are interested in learning Facebook ads. So maybe I put in for keywords, learn the best Facebook ad course 2022. Just making that up, right? Learn the best Facebook ad course 2022. Well, it's actually going to tell me, are a lot of people actually searching for this kind of phrase and keyword? Maybe I'm completely off, and that's not what the general public is looking for. So what TubeBuddy is going to do is going to help me select those right keywords to help optimize my video. Also, cut publishing time in half, because I'm not really a great creative type, but I love to put out content. There are so many templates inside of TubeBuddy to help your videos look absolutely amazing, and including the thumbnail as well too. That's one of the things is TubeBuddy is going to help you research to figure out how to get you ranked higher organically. There's a ton of information. There's a ton of training in TubeBuddy. I highly encourage you to check it out. It's kind of a plugin that goes right on your YouTube. It goes right on your browser extension, and it can actually help you see competitor videos. What did they use for their keyword optimization? Did they use all the right steps to make sure that they're optimizing their video? I love TubeBuddy. It helps me out a ton to make sure that I'm using the right keywords, also that my video is relevant. It's even going to let you split test thumbnails. You know, they always say you should never judge a book by its cover, but that's absolutely not true on YouTube. If you have a good thumbnail, you're going to get more people to check out your content. And at the end of the day, that's what we're looking for on YouTube. So I love TubeBuddy because there's so many different options that TubeBuddy is going to give me to not only optimize my video, optimize the creative, give me some creative ideas. Again, absolutely love TubeBuddy. If you're advertising over on YouTube or looking for some other creative ideas, definitely check out TubeBuddy. All right. Now, now that we're offering, let's just say now they're starting to run traffic, we want people to download the PDF. Truth be told, we made an entire presentation, just the top tools that we use using this thing called Designer. See, what you can do is you can upload any website, MS Word, photo, podcast, YouTube. It's going to create some really beautiful PDF documents for you. So typically what you would do is you take a long blog post, and this can turn it really quick into a really nice PDF that you can start using for downloads. So no longer takes weeks to create downloadable content. If you have an idea, this really helps you process this very quickly. So all you're going to do is you're going to import your content from scratch. Simply enter the URL for the project. They'll start loading the content in the background, import Word, Google Docs, whatever. Start from a template. Got this whole thing designed for you. Now, you're going to choose a template, and they have some really great they have some really great creatives here, really to get your PDF off the ground, and you're going to be able to customize a project. Now, I don't know anything about Photoshop or Adobe. It sounds really complicated. This is just as easy to use as Canva if you've been using Canva. We're going to talk about Canva in a minute. But if you have a downloadable doc, like, so for perfect example, Big Jason, one of the things that you could do is we talked about your wife's TikTok channel. Transcribing one of her TikToks could actually lead to a really great PDF that is just the recipe of how to make that carnivore pizza, for example. Usually you'd hire a designer, it may take a couple of days or a week. And download the transcriptions right here. It will actually take thumbnails from the video to put them right inside the guide. Pretty much you can have a recipe guide done right directly for that video to give people a reason to opt in or click a link to learn more. I'm telling you, use Designer for 15 to 20 minutes. You'd be surprised at the content that you can easily get cranked out without having a professional designer design the whole thing.
Thanks, that's a good tip.
They do. They just look really, really good. It's almost kind of ridiculous on how easy you can upload content. And then again, you're going to make some small edits, but it turns into some just great published information. Okay. The other tool that I love to use is Canva. Many of you should be using Canva. And again, I don't know how to use Adobe or any of that other stuff. Truth be told, for many years when I was making ads, I would just put the ads on PowerPoint and then take a screenshot of what I created on the PowerPoint, because this PowerPoint was easy for me to use. Well, Canva is almost easier to use. And there's so many video templates they have. There's so many ad templates they have. There's so many brochure templates you have. I mean, literally, you can create your YouTube thumbnail. They have a whole bunch of YouTube thumbnail templates you can use as well, too. So, for example, here's what I love. They have templates right here at the top, right? I can click on templates for ads, brochures, YouTube thumbnails, cover images. They have a ton of templates in here that you can use. Elements. If I want to look for a wrestler jumping up and down holding a belt for our new FYTE Club, we can absolutely do that as well, too. Arrows, the point, right and click, super easy. The other thing is I can upload all my own content. I can upload my own videos. I can, by the way, Big Jason, they now have inside of Canva where you can upload a video just like me, a talking head like this. You hit one button and it removes the background, just like you would in a photo. And usually that would take hours for somebody to edit or a Photoshop to figure that out. And then I can put any kind of background I want in back of me. Could be, I don't know, in a FYTE Club ring or something like that. It really makes video editing super easy. So for example, I was doing this call with a friend of mine, Paul Kirchhoff. And essentially I got a picture of Paul, pulled it right off Facebook. And I'm like, look, Paul, I can right click on this picture and remove the background. Well, one, I can put text right on the screen, which is super easy to do. Number two, I can right click, remove the background image from any images I have. Now it's really easy to transpose this image on the background to talk about our tools, for example. I can even click a button here that says styles, and it chooses the type font for me, the color coordination. If you can tell, I'm not really color coordinated, but Canva makes it really easy. I can literally hit a template button, hit a button palette for my colors for my company, and instantly it's going to create all the graphics that I need, which is great. Heck, this is one right here where there's a video in the background that I just put this image on because Paul likes to take his fancy RV camper and camp out by the ocean. There's so many ads that you can create in here. Here's the other thing is I didn't mention this, but right above this option, you actually have soundtracks as well too. So I could put a soundtrack of the ocean behind this. I could put a soundtrack of people cheering. I could put a soundtrack that's motivational when I'm creating ads. So for me, if I love doing dynamic ads over on Facebook, for example, that's going to require 10 images or 10 different videos. All I have to do is go to the video section here, like right here, and then type in kid. Let's say I'm selling a children's education, kid at desk. There's going to be 20 or 30 different videos of a kid at his desk. I can easily just put a voiceover right over that. I can easily put any kind of picture imposed on it. I can create simple 1-minute videos that I upload to TikTok. I can create 5-minute long videos. Heck, this entire presentation right here is just done by Canva. I can't tell you how many webinars I've done inside of Canva, literally created within 30 minutes before I perform the webinar. Canva is super easy to use. So if you have not already started using it for your ads, there's so many creative ideas from templates to videos to images to what you can do with your own images and Creative Color. We just use Canva literally for all the ads we create. They have cheesy backgrounds, and you want in here too. Okay. One of the other controversial things that I personally like to use is adcoach.support/Jasper. You'll get some credits there. If you haven't played with Jasper yet, I love Jasper for a copywriting tool. I don't use Jasper word for word, but it helps me with a lot of ideation. So for example, what Jasper is going to do is Jasper is going to use artificial intelligence. It's going to go out there and it's going to crawl the web, and it's going to find other relatable content that all you're going to do is, I'll show you here in a minute, type in a couple of sentences, and Jasper will literally write an entire blog for you, a Facebook ad headline, a YouTube ad headline. It'll give you YouTube video ideas. So for example, here we have, can format a document, content summarizer, AIDA framework. So this is the oldest marketing framework in the world, right? This is intention, interest, desire, action. If you want to know how to write out your script, and I'm going to give you an example here. I'm going to give you an example here in a minute. Amazon product design, Amazon feature, before and after bridge framework, blog post conclusion, blog post intro paragraph, blog post outline, ideas, business product, or names. That'll even help you name your own product. Creative stories, email subject lines, engaging questions. Explain it as a child, right? We love to write below the 5th grade level so more and more people understand our content. Facebook ad headlines, Facebook ad primary text, Google ad description. I can go on and on and on. This is going to help to set up your Google business, your product description, a listicle. What are the top 10 things that you love? Let's say top 10 things I love in Facebook ads, top 13 tools we use. Listicles, great. Marketing angles, job descriptions, photo captions, persuasive bullets, product description. I could go really on and on. By the way, one of them that I really like to use is this right here, is ridiculous marketing ideas. Some of the best marketing ideas in the world were an idea, and then they went to some big audacious claim that didn't make sense. It would be illegal to make that claim, just completely audacious. And then they dial it back just a little bit for a really great marketing campaign. So sometimes what I like to do is just to type in ideas here for ridiculous marketing ideas, and it gives me some really strange ones. But if I pull it back just a little bit, there's some gold in the brilliance in here, which is really great. Okay, So this can give me a tone detector, discover what unique tone of voice you want help with Jasper. I'm going to show you how to do that in a second. TikTok video captions, tweet machine, unique value proposition, video script outlines. So if you need ideas for copy, for email, blog posts, what to create videos on, video titles, Jasper can help do that. Let me show you a perfect example here. So for example, I'm just going to type in, if you haven't seen Jasper at work, really easy. I'm going to type in the belt method for the company product and then really easy product description. Pretty easy. The belt method will help anyone who wants to create profitable Facebook ads. Our methodology is a proven process to help you print money from Facebook ethically. Step-by-step how to videos to quickly turn you into an advertising pro. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to type in down here, I want this to sound like Joe Rogan is reading it, right? Or that he wrote it. And it's going to be in English. And then this basically runs like on a credit system. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to type in 3 right down here. It's going to give me 3 different outputs. It could give me 6 different or 10 different outputs. What it's going to do is it's going to give me a bunch of different ideas. I'm going to have to edit the copy. But the thing is it's not like I have to edit 95% of it. This is actually pretty good. I just got to make some small edits here. And by the way, artificial intelligence for writing copy, and even Jasper even has an artificial intelligence way to create images. People are actually getting college scholarships and winning contests, writing contests and design contests, just using AI, not having any copywriting ability or any kind of artistic ability. Again, this isn't perfect, but it's getting pretty close. So check this out right here. So again, this is all the information that I just entered, just the product description. I want this to sound like Joe Rogan. I'm going to go ahead and hit the button. All right, so here's the first one that it populated over here. Tired of wasting money on Facebook ads that don't work? The Belt Method is a step-by-step system that shows you how to create profitable Facebook ads. Our videos will quickly turn you into an advertising pro and help you make the most out of your ad spend. Click here to access the free training and get started today. Okay, I could use that as some short copy. Well, let's read the Joe Rogan one. This is pretty interesting. Hey, this is Joe Rogan. If you're like me, you're probably thinking Facebook ads are a scam. I mean, how can someone make money just by posting a bunch of pictures and text on someone else's site? It turns out there's a way. If you know what you're doing, and that's where the Belt Method comes in. The Belt Method will help anyone who wants to create profitable Facebook ads. Our methodology is a proven process to help you print money from Facebook ethically. Step-by-step how-to videos will quickly turn you into an advertising pro. Get started with the first video below. This is some great, allergies are coming up. This is great, easy copy that I can copy and paste to give you a bunch of different ideas. So what I like to do dynamic ads on Facebook. I use Canva to help produce a bunch of images or videos for me. And then I'm going to use Jasper to help come up with a whole bunch of different creative ideas so I can copy and paste 10 different headlines at a time, 10 different descriptions. Again, I can have this written in Joe Rogan's voice, in professional voice. I can have this in a British accent if I wanted to do that, because I haven't typed that one in. This could be Sherlock Holmes. There's lots of different variations, and there's some documents that can also help you out as well. Enable in settings. They'll actually give you a whole long list of different types of personalities that you can type in. They'll produce content for you. So again, it's not 100% accurate. It's getting better and better, but I love it for idea creation. It gives me a whole bunch of ideas I didn't even think about. All right. Now that you have researched your avatar, now that you have created content that your avatar is looking for, now it's all about the follow-up process. We love this tool called Bonjoro. We use this all the time. If you apply to work with our ad agency, or you're looking at working at one of our higher end levels, or high ticket, I guess what people call it. I guess I don't like to call my own stuff high ticket, but if you're looking to work with us at a higher level, like with the Genius Society or with the agency, we're going to use Bonjoro. Now, what Bonjoro does is it helps boost sales, and it's going to bust churn with personalized video funnels. So essentially, here's what's going to happen. Let's say that you watch a video of mine and you're interested in working with us one-on-one inside of our Genius Society at the Genius level. What's going to happen is you're going to fill out this form. It's going to be submitted, and it's going to be turned in to myself, my business partner, Nick. Now, as soon as Nick gets this, get your request form, essentially what's going to happen is he's going to get a message sent to his email and to his cell phone. So all he has to do is click a button on his cell phone, hold up his cell phone, and he can record a quick video. Hey, Big Jason, I saw that you just filled out the form. Hi, my name's Nick. Yes, this is really me. Hey, I just wanted to let you know I'm really looking forward to talking to you this Wednesday at 4 p.m. Central Standard Time. If you have any questions whatsoever, go ahead and reply back to this email. I'll be happy to answer any of your questions. If you need to reschedule it all, there's going to be a link down below. I just wanted to say I saw that you filled out the form. I'm excited to meet you. I can't wait to talk to you at 4:00 on Wednesday. Now, when you send that video off, one, it's personalized. It took almost no time whatsoever to record that video. Well, the truth be told is if someone's going to work in our Genius Society, that's a $10,000 a year program. If someone's going to work inside of our ad agency, that's worth over $65,000 to us. So recording a 2-minute video doesn't take much time whatsoever. What's going to happen though with Bonjoro, you hit a button, it's going to go through your CRM. You're going to know, did somebody watch your video? Did they actually open the email? Did they actually click on it? Bonjoro is going to allow you to do 2 different types of broadcast. One, individual broadcast right to the person. So I can acknowledge that Big Jason just filled out a form. I can acknowledge some of the personal things that he said, and he knows there's a one-on-one connection. Now, let's just say that Big Jason came through a different funnel. Let's say he came through a funnel that's a $47 product of ours. What we can do is we can set up an automatic trigger to send him a voice broadcast that basically just says, hey, I just noticed that you downloaded the free promo. I noticed that you just picked up our $47 product. By the way, if you would like to enhance the product, you can do X, Y, and Z. So you can send out broadcast videos as well, too, if people don't have we like to say lead scoring, if they don't have a high enough score to do a personal video. But I'm telling you, when you do these personal videos sent through your CRM, the show up rate to your conference calls, the show up rate to your discovery calls, the decision-making process that once you get them talking with somebody to send them a quick email, send them a quick video message like this, the close rate is phenomenal. So if you absolutely want to improve your inside sales or you want to improve your stick rate on your membership, consider using Bonjoro. We love it. We've used it for years. We absolutely unequivocally love it. If you're selling something and you have that, everyone sells something to someone, right? You're typically not selling to an inanimate object. People love to see the personalized, individualized personalization that Bonjoro can really offer. Okay, now
Kurt.
The other one that go ahead.
Yeah, another tip, especially if you're a small business owner. Even if you're a big company, depending on how many orders you get, you could literally designate somebody on your team every time someone purchases, send a video. Could be 30 seconds to a minute. Boom.
And literally, you may be having people who buy $47 product, but you have that personal message on there. People don't ever forget it. Ever. It can
no
be
one
huge,
else is doing
absolutely
it.
Huge.
Your
Nope.
competitors
Very
aren't
few people,
doing
if
it.
anybody does. Nope. Not, especially when you're like, hey, Big Jason, saw you just booked a call 2 minutes ago. Just wanted to say I received the request. I'm looking forward to talk to you. That personalization goes a lot. I think we had an 85% show rate to all of our calls, our book calls, once we started incorporating Bonjoro. So we absolutely love it. And by the way, Big Jason, just to mention, most people never even talk to their customers. Those are the most important people in your business. Exactly. So literally just to say, thank you so much for downloading our cookbook. I know you only spent $9.97, but I just wanted to say thank you. If you have any questions or suggestions about the cookbook, please let me know. Oh, and by the way, if you do decide to cook something out of the cookbook, could you just send me a little picture or a little quick video? Because I got to tell you, I love it when I get feedback of people cooking some of my exact recipes. So thanks again for buying. That's it. People will not forget that, and you're helping your tribe move forward to do more as well, too. So
definitely, that's awesome.
All right. The other one, this is not as sexy, but pagespeed.web.dev. You got to test all of your pages. Now, we worked with a company called 10Web. And if you use WordPress, we love using 10Web. 10Web can help you get this performance score to 95 plus if you have a WordPress site. Essentially, here's what's happening. Over 90% of your traffic is going to come on mobile. What Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, all these other sites are looking for is your content relevant to the end user. If someone clicks on an ad to go to your website and it takes 3, 4, 5 seconds to load, people will leave before that website even loads. That tells the platform that your content is not relevant to the end user because they're clicking and waiting. Now, Google says this specifically, especially when we're talking about SEO. Google will say if it takes longer than 3 seconds to load your page, many times today, it's less than 1 second. If it takes longer than a second, you are going to get degraded on your SEO reach. You could even get degraded on the overall ad quality that you have from Facebook, Google, or TikTok. Nobody wants to wait for a page to load. I cannot tell you, Big Jason, when people would call me and they're like, Kurt, iOS just broke our company. Well, typically 3 things happen with iOS. 1, you weren't running really good marketing. You're just doing straight up direct response, and that just kind of broke for you. Number 2, you may be running the exact same funnel with the exact same pages. The problem is 2 years ago, a 3-second load time you could get away with, people clicking on your ad and still making it to your site. But today, if it is less than a second, you're going to get a higher stick rate. Big Jason, I can't tell you how many people called me and said, Kurt, I'm having problems with iOS, when we noticed that literally 80% of people clicking on their ads never made it to the page. Never. So people are like, why do my ads don't work anymore? It's not your ads. Your site's leading you so slow loading. People, 1, aren't waiting. And 2, they're getting penalized by the ad platform by charging more because it doesn't seem relevant whatsoever. The third thing is you're going to see things that you're going to have to fix on your website. For instance, I was just talking to a client the other day who basically said, hey, Kurt, I got these 40 testimonials. Should I put all 40 testimonials on my website? It's a good question. If you do, will your website still load in under a second? Because that's the main thing that we need. We need to send those signals back to the ad platform that this page is still relevant. So one of the things that I highly encourage you to do is test out your page speed. Now, one quick thing for you, Big Jason. I have not shared this story with you yet. We had a client who came to us, this is probably about a year ago, and they were in the supplement business. And they had tried for 8 months using ClickFunnels and designed their entire funnel all around ClickFunnels. The problem was they had a feeling that the site wasn't loading fast enough. They were literally spending $20,000 to $30,000 a month, and they were always at a loss every single month. After 8 months, the guy's ready to close his business. He actually ends up switching over to a WordPress theme. Everything else is the same. He uses WordPress, goes to pagespeed.web. I think he uses 10web as well too to help load these pages almost instantly. Same offer, same images, same funnel, different web pages. Now all of a sudden took him to profitability. Same ads he was running before, but literally he was running the pages in ClickFunnels. And I'm not saying that ClickFunnels is super slow. Do your own test. We've done ours. But this individual was running the ClickFunnels and the pages were loading so slow, he was being penalized and didn't realize it. Once he moved over to a faster site, that made all the difference for him. Same ads, same offer, same funnel. But once his stuff started loading properly, that's when he started making money. So this isn't super sexy, but unequivocally check out your site speeds at pagespeed.web.dev. If it brings you back of information you don't understand, hire a developer that can help you out with this. But this could be a linchpin in your business you didn't even know you have a problem with right now.
I have a bonus tip.
Yes, please.
This is from Mech Labs. So as you know, I've taken their online testing certification a million times. And one of the validity factors they're always talking about, especially with paid traffic, is, you'll come up with a variation of your landing page. You're not testing one thing. You're basically testing like a whole new design, layout, everything. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And you add a ton of crap to the second version that affects the speed. So you run your test and you think, oh, version A is the best, it's converting so much better, when it's really your load time has increased so like by 5 seconds on the second version. That's why version A is winning.
Absolutely. It's interesting because we have something that I call inside the belt method. It's called the golden ad report, where we read from left to right on what was the CPM cost? What was the percentage of clicks that people clicked on the ad? When they clicked on the ad, what percentage of people went to the landing page? The people who went to the landing page, what was the percentage of people that ended up going to the add to cart, initiate checkout, and then, of course, the final step is the buy. And sometimes what will happen, we'll start looking through this, okay, click-through CPM's low, click-through rate on the ad's really good, it's $1 to click on the ad, and then we look at the load time on the page, and we see literally that only 40% of people are making it to the page. So what does that do with your ad cost? If only 40% of the people who click on the ad are making it to your page, it's over double your ad cost. So many times people will come back to me and they'll say, Kurt, ads are too expensive. Your page is loading too slow. That's what's expensive. You speed that up, all of a sudden more people are clicking on the ad, go to your page, numbers start to work all day long. Pay attention to your page speeds. One other kind of thing, Big Jason, I know other people start concentrating on A/B split test on their offer. Like you said, They add one or two things to the page. They don't realize all the extra junk on there. And just like you said, they're like, hey, my A/B split test isn't working. Well, that's because you have two completely separate load times, two different load times because of the images and stuff like that on the page. So it must have the exact same load time if you want to do an A/B split test. But again, so many times people are missing out on page speeds that's detrimental to their ads and their organic marketing as well. Okay, so that's just another example. Now, the last tool that I love to use, at the end of the day, you're going to have to track all of this. One of the partners that we use all the time is Chris Mercer and measurementmarketing.io. We set up a special deal with Chris Mercer a while back ago. It's still good today, the belt.live/toolbox. What's going to happen is Chris Mercer is going to give you a whole bunch of content on how to set up your tracking on the Google Analytics side. Now, remember, Google Analytics is moving to G4. You got to remember that tracking cookies are going to go away in July of next year. That means a lot of the ways that we have been tracking online for the last decade or 2 decades, it's going away. It just means the internet is growing bigger. And the internet is maturing, not only growing bigger, the internet's maturing. So one of my strong suggestions is get into measuring and forecasting. Chris Mercer talks about tracking a lot. And a lot of people, what they try to do is they try to do this one-for-one tracking. If they have 50 sales, they have to make sure that they track 50 sales over on Facebook. And they will start and stop ads because their tracking is not 100% perfect. FYI, your tracking is never going to be 100% perfect. That's kind of the way the online marketing game works. What Mercer is going to show you how to do is going to show you how to measure what is going on, forecast what's going to happen next, and then you're going to review your results. So what ends up happening is you're going to understand that there's a margin of error. But when you start to measure this properly, you're going to set up a game plan for a week. You're going to measure those results. What happens specifically for that week? What are the adjustments that you have to make to keep on moving ahead? What so many people do is they want to track. They see that 50 sales came in, but they can't track 50 sales on Facebook, so they shut everything down, which shuts the algorithm down, which shuts down the machine learning, and they go back and forth to try to figure out that perfect tracking. If you are doing measuring and forecasting, it will absolutely revolutionize your business. So if you want to dive in that more, there's some free tools right here, the belt.live/toolkit or toolbox. You're going to jump right on in. There is a whole bunch of different free content that Mercer has. You can contact his team directly if you want to work with them to have them set up your tracking, to help you start up your measuring, how to forecast this kind of stuff. They are experts in the overall customer journey and how to make sure that you're getting the results that you need. Do you need more people clicking on your ad? Do you need to change your website? These guys will be able to help you out. So any questions, comments, concerns, divine revelations? I know I wanted to share my favorite tools, the tools that we use essentially every single day inside of our ad agency, because besides, of course, my own training for the belt method and fast track. And by the way, this is all going to be a part of the FYTE Club that we've been talking about for the last week. So essentially, here's what we have. We have a bunch of different programs that we've created over the years that have just worked gangbusters for people. So for example, number one, the belt method. Well, the Belt Method Premium we created, and it was a $5,000 event to come down to Austin. And for $5,000, you would learn for ethical propaganda inside of the Belt Method. This is really for advanced marketers who really want to understand this whole ethical propaganda game, how to get in front of people at a lower cost, influence them. So it was their idea. Well, the Belt Method then turned into a $3,000 premium program. Well, we had a lot of people who asked us, hey, Kurt, how do I get started with the Belt Method? Like I'm an advanced marketer or I'm just getting started as a marketer. So what we did is we boiled down all the information and we turned it into Fast Track. So the Fast Track Belt Method is going to give you a 350-page document along with a checklist and 25 videos. It's going to take you step by step on exactly how to set up the Belt Method. It's going to show you how to set up the Belt Method. It's going to show you how to create the Golden Ad Report to read your report from left to right. This is the training that we give to our internal staff. Anytime we hire someone new in the agency, they're going to go through the fast track to set everything up. Then on top of that, they're going to of course, have all the ethical propaganda inside of the Belt Method. Now, once you've started running ads the Belt Method style, and by the way, you can run these types of ads on any type of ad platform because really this is just really good foundational marketing, right? This is exactly like what David Ogilvy used to do before there was any types of tracking pixels whatsoever. Well, what's going to happen then is now we have the Advertiser Fix Finder tool. So what's going to happen is you start running ads. People are always asking us, okay, Kurt, something with my ads is not working. Is it my CPM cost? Is it my ad creative? Is it my landing page? Is it the offer? What is it specifically? So what we did is we created something called the Advertiser Fix Finder. These are essentially all online calculators that you can type in, like for e-commerce. You type in all your numbers, and it's going to tell you exactly what you need to fix. So for example, all you may have to do is just improve your click-through rate on your ad just a little bit. That may fix your entire funnel. Or you may find out that your click-through rate is really high. So for instance, we had Vishen from Mind Valley call me a couple of months ago and basically said, hey, Kurt, our costs for our webinars are really high. What can we do to fix this? Well, I put in the numbers into the Advertiser Fix Finder, and we found out the opt-in rate was great. The close rate was great. The audience was great. The problem is the ads were costing way too much over on Facebook. So maybe you need a different alternative advertising channel because Facebook ads are growing really expensive. So the Advertiser Fix Finder is going to tell you specifically if you need to fix your CPM, if you need a new ad channel, if you need to change your creatives, if you need to change your landing page, your offer, it's all in there for you. Well, what happens if you do need to change channels? It's one of the things that we're working on inside of FYTE Club. FYTE Club stands for this: Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, everything else. On YouTube, we did a training with Tom Breeze. It's called the YouTube Quick Start. Now, the YouTube Quick Start is going to focus really on the creative. You know, there's a lot of changes coming up in YouTube. You're not going to be able to target similar audiences like on Facebook. They're lookalike audiences. You're no longer going to be able to target by keywords. You're no longer on YouTube going to be able to target specific videos or channels that you used to. Well, what Facebook and YouTube and TikTok are working on as well, TikTok has a little bit better targeting right now, but what they're all working on right now is they're telling you, the creator, focus on your content. Focus on your content. Everything else will fall into place. Now, as us as advertisers, we absolutely want to make sure that we're targeting the right person. But Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube are saying, write the right content, target a wider audience, we'll find the right person at the right time. So if you want a really good training on ad creatives, you got to check out the YouTube Quick Start. The ad creatives can help you over on YouTube, can help you on Facebook. It just makes you. It's just. I can't stress enough. The creative design process in here is huge. Check it out. Okay, now on. Okay, this is good. Okay, now on top of that, if you are running ads, 90% of the time you are also collecting emails. If you're selling something, you're unequivocally collecting emails. So we also have an email training in here as well too. It's an email quick start. It's going to show you exactly some great ways on how to collect emails, how to price your or how to start sending out your emails. It's going to give you some great templates, some titles, and some great ideas for your email marketing as well. Email is not dead. You've probably seen lots of other people talking about email marketing. It still works consistently. That's why so many people are talking about it today. And at the end of the day, what we decided to do is we've combined all of our trainings, and instead of having them in different different platforms, we've combined them all to one platform. It's a Samcart membership site. We absolutely love it. So now you're going to find all the trainings in one place. And what we're going to do is we're going to have 4 live sessions a week to answer any of your questions. If you have questions on your YouTube marketing, your TikTok marketing, your Facebook marketing, maybe those 3 channels are no longer working for you or don't work for you. Maybe you got to check out something like TV ads, direct mail, Hulu, Pandora. We're going to be covering all that stuff as well inside of FYTE Club. So not only are you going to get all the trainings housed in one membership area, you're also going to get 4 days a week live support when we go live at different times to accommodate people from all around the world. And essentially, you're going to get our QA help. You can look over our shoulder. I can look over your shoulder. We can answer your individual questions. All you got to do for a limited time only until Thursday at midnight, go to thebelt.live/FYTE. That is for Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, everything else. Club tools for this very special. So thebelt.live/FYTE club tools. These are going to be for the tools that we use. You can also download. You can see on the right-hand side or on the right-hand side over here. How about this way? That way. Right over there. You can definitely check out on the right-hand side too, or all the comments that you can see either on the Facebook video or YouTube video. You'll see all the links that we have as well too. But Jason, these are all the tools that we love to use. I love to talk about FYTE Club. Thanks again for co-hosting. I'm happy to answer any questions that you may have, or
we have
questions,
a question.
comments, concerns. Absolutely. How can I help?
Yeah, there's a question from Bill.
Absolutely.
I want to I love this. I love what you're offering for the FYTE Club, but I need to focus on building my business. Can I have my marketing manager join? Can I join and have my marketing manager in the group, on the calls, on stuff like that?
Please, please. If you are off running your business and focusing on your business and you are hiring outsourcers, freelancers, ad agencies, let us know. We will add them inside of a FYTE Club to get all your questions answered, to help them out as well too, to give them examples. Yes, this is set up not for just an individual, but also set up for your team as well too. Now, going into 2023, just to be very open with you, we're probably going to be selling seat licenses. So people will buy 5 licenses at a time, 10 licenses at a time until the end of the year. It's all included in one price. So if you have a team, get on this right now. We'll be selling licenses later, but you can go ahead and join in 2022, lock you in for all of 2023. Great question. Yes, sign this up for you. We'll get your teams involved. You just got to let us know who your team members are, and Nick and I will hook that up right away for you. Great question. What other questions are there, Big Jason? Great questions. There's always great questions that come from this.
How much is the price increasing after Thursday?
That is a great question. You're going to save at least $100 a month right now. Saving $100 a month and $700 off of the retail price if you decide to pay for the entire year up front. We're probably moving to a model where it's probably close to $200 or $250 a month for all of this right now. So you are going to see a price increase of about $100 to $150 a month coming into 2023, just because of all the content, live support that we're adding, and all the additional avenues for support. So there's a big savings if you jump in by Thursday at midnight. I'll tell you that much. We'd love to see you on the other side too. We got tons of testimonials and would love to see you, what you can do with this information to have you be one of our success stories as well too.
Awesome. I think that's all the questions for now. This has been great, Kurt.
Well, thank you very much again, Big Jason, for helping co-host this thing. If anybody has any questions, please let me know. I'll go ahead and reply back as I'm able to over this week. But remember, we are running a special until Thursday this week until midnight. You can find out all the details, thebelt.live/FYTE Club Tools. I look forward to seeing you on the other side. Big Jason, that's all I have. Thank you very much, everybody. I really appreciate your time.
Oh, one last thing. When does the FYTE Club officially start? I believe it's next Monday, right?
Next Monday starts official FYTE Club. Absolutely. And if you're already a member of the Belt Method, we'll be sending you out a personal bribe as well too, to get you in for even a lower price. So can't wait to see you all on the other side.
Let us know if you have any follow-up questions.